Hi guys, so this is a continuation of today's lesson. We talked about multiplying and dividing integers, and I just want to continue that conversation with something that's a little bit more next level. So, let's fill out our little trick, our tic-tac-toe board. And I'll fill out my equal signs here. Okay, so before Jane solves the multiplication problem, negative 9 times positive 10, she says her answer will be negative. Is this correct? So let's go back to our signs here. I have a negative 9 times a positive 10. And what is that going to equal? Let's look at our chart. So in this second row, I see negative times positive is a negative. So is she correct? Yes. And why? So let's write our complete sentence. Jane is correct because a negative times a positive equals a negative. Good, go ahead and try number 2. So what did you get? Negative 12 divided by negative 3, so that's a negative divided with another negative. If we use our chart, a negative and a negative makes a positive. So Martha said it was a negative. So the correct classification should be positive. Because two negatives make a positive. All right, let's try number 3. So number 3, we have 4 things we are multiplying. Okay, I like to think of it as 2 things at a time. So let's split them up. So let's first do negative 5 times negative 3. I see a negative and a positive, so I know my answer is going to be negative. And here I have a negative 2 and a negative 2, so I know that answer is going to be positive. All right, let's actually do the numbers now. So negative 5 times negative 3 is negative 15. And negative 2 times negative 2 is positive 4. Now once I have those two, I can do them together. So I have 15 times 4, but it's a negative 15, so I'm going to get negative 60 as my final answer. Go ahead and try number 4. So when you did that, you'll see there's like a little uneven number, so do these two first. You got positive 18, and then bring down that negative 1, and after you do those two, you get negative 18. Alright, if you didn't get that, please go ahead and fix your answer. Alright, let's look at these word problems. So these are some real life examples that we talked about. How did these relate to real life? So the temperature fell 27 degrees in 3 hours. If the change was the same every hour, how much did the temperature change each hour? Okay, so remember our annotation skills. I want to cross off anything that is unnecessary. Alright, so for 3 hours, hour 1, hour 2, hour 1, hour 2, hour 3, the whole change was 27 degrees. And we want to figure out just one section of that. We want to figure out what was, oh, that looks ugly. We want to figure out what was happening in just 1 hour. So we're only focusing on this. There we go, that's a little bit better. All right, so what is happening in that hour is what operation? So if I'm just figuring out one chunk of this, that's division. So 27 degrees divided by 3 is going to get me how much it fell each hour. And if it's falling, that means it's going down. So that's a negative. So our answer is -9. So the temperature changed (9 degrees) each hour. Let's try the next one. A football team loses 6 yards on 4 consecutive plays. The word consecutive just means in a row. What is the total yards they moved? Okay, so for the first play, play 1, they lost 6. Play 2, they lost 6 more. Play 3, 6 more again. Play 4, 6 more again. Sounds like the Giant game yesterday. So, what operation is that? So now I can either add all these 4 things, or I can just multiply 6 and 4. And since they're losing it, it's negative. And my answer is -24. So they moved -24 yards. Okay, and it's negative yards because they're going backwards. They're not going forward. Okay. As always, if you have any questions, please fill this section out over here. And don't forget to ask them tomorrow.